When it comes to international cricket and particularly international batsmen, there are 4 batsmen who are normally always pegged as the greatest of this generation, them being of course Virat Kohli, Joe Root, Steve Smith and Kane Williamson. However, there is increasing evidence to point out that that Fab 4 should indeed be a Fab 5 and it should include this man, Babar Azam. Now, the Pakistan skipper has been a man possessed when it comes to batting in recent times. In fact, not just in recent times, he's been a quietly consistent performer for quite a while now. But his name was trending all over social media and it was doing the rounds in news circles. Why? Because he broke a very, very prominent record with his century against the West Indies. What is that record, you ask? Well, he is now the fastest ODI captain to get to 1,000 runs in terms of course, the number of innings that he's taken to get there. The previous record holder, well, you may have heard of him. He's a certain Virat Kohli. And Virat Kohli, as you can see in this particular graphic here, had taken 17 innings to get to 1,000 runs as ODI skipper. Well, Babar Azam has shattered that record and he has gotten there in just 13 innings. That is madness when you look at how tough international cricket is. And yes, there will be no doubt some arguments that sometimes Babar has faced off against relatively weaker opposition and that a lot of these innings have in fact been in home conditions, but runs are runs. And the simple fact of the matter is, if he's taken just 13 innings as ODI skipper to get to 1,000 runs, it is a feat that demands and commands respect. In fact, if you look at the kind of innings it has taken the others on this list, or the number of innings it's taken them to get to that landmark, you'd appreciate just how good Babar has been in recent times. Because as I said, he shattered Kohli's record and Kohli took 17 innings. Before Kohli, the record holder was a certain A.B. de Villiers who took 18 innings. Before that, it was Kane Williamson had held that record when he took 20 innings. Of course, he took 20 innings to get to 1,000 runs. And Alistair Cook of England took 21 innings to get to 1,000 runs. Now, that is mind-numbingly brilliant from Babar Azam when you think that it only took him 13 innings to get to that. But that's not the only record that he's broken, and the fact that he's been on the kind of run-scoring form he is why I opened this particular video by saying that it's no longer about a Fab 4 anymore, and that you can legitimately talk about a Fab 5 when it comes to international cricket. I mean, first off, let's talk about the fact that besides Babar breaking the record for the fastest skipper to get to 1,000 ODI runs, he also broke another very noteworthy record besides the Kohli record, of course. He is now the only batsman in the history of cricket to have scored 3 straight tons in ODI cricket on 2 consecutive occasions. That in itself it shows off just how consistent the man is, and perhaps the fact that he's not as flashy, or maybe because he plays for a country like Pakistan, who in recent years the international status has been kind of up and down in terms of they're sometimes very good, they're oftentimes very poor. But the fact is that Babar Azam has been a shining light for them. With the bat, his numbers have been quite frankly amazing, and he deserves to be recognized a lot more than he is. And in fact, as I said, it's no longer about a Fab 4, it is now the Fab 5, because not only has he broken Kohli's record as ODI captain, not only is he the only person in cricket history to score 3 straight tons, 2 consecutive occasions in ODI cricket, he's also currently the #1 ranked batsman in both ODI and T20 cricket. I mean, that says a lot. And yes, I know rankings are something that I don't normally put a lot of stock in, because rankings are something that can change. It's not reflective of how classy or how consistent a performer is, because a person who's had decent number of performances for a while can shoot up the rankings. But Babar has been doing it for a long, long time. And the fact of the matter is, even if those runs have come sometimes against slightly weaker opposition, even if they have largely come at home, the fact is he's been arguably the most standout batsman from that team. Not only that, he shouldered the burden of captaining that team, and it's not in any way, shape or form affected his run scoring form, as can be evidenced by the fact that he's taken only 13 innings to reach 1,000 runs in ODI cricket as captain. Now, obviously, you might disagree with me. There would be many who think that I'm right. What is it that you think? Do you think that the modern parlance of a Fab 4 should now be a Fab 5 to include Babar Azam in there? Or do you think, yeah, maybe he needs to prove it by winning a tournament or maybe a World Cup, maybe some bigger bilateral series away from home? Let us know in the comments below. I'm going to take your leave for now. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you enjoy that we do, please don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. The best of world sports, not just in terms of cricket, but sport action the world over. As always, thank you for joining us. I've been Shane Reyes, and I will see you all